What's going on, guys? XQ420 here, back at it with another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some reparations, okay? We got a guy, Mr. Robert Johnson, former owner of BET, founder of BET, worth a lot of money. He believes that black people should get 14 trillion in reparations. It's a lot of money. It's a whole lot of money, all right? So we're going to dive in. We're going to check out one of his videos here. We're going to see what he's got to say about the situation.
To go big. Short answers to long, horrific questions about the stain of slavery are not going to solve the inequality problem.
Okay, now we heard this now. He wants to go big. Big. 14 trillion big. Okay? That's not no small amount of money now. Now we just spent 6.2 trillion in the CARES Act, and folks thought that was atrocious. I mean, I had to look up how many zeros were in a trillion. I mean, it was you get discombobulated when you're trying to look that up. But that's how much 14 trillion is what he's looking. So we got to go big. It's obvious. We got to go big. See what else he's got to say.
We need to focus on wealth creation and wealth generation. And to do that, we must bring the descendants of slaves into equality with this nation. And that's what I proposed in this $14 trillion.
Okay, so he wants to bring he wants to diverge some of the wealth. I always just say wealth from the top. I don't want to say from a certain set of people, but the wealth from the top, diverge it out amongst black people, of course, uh, so we can bring a little bit more equality through that. Um, Once again, I'm trying to figure out where he's going to get this money from. This 14 trillion. So I'm I'm a little uncertain about this. I just got to be honest with you. There's people out there. You can't just start giving money away. It doesn't work like that. You just start giving money away. I mean, it's used for most of the time for things that are not exactly needed. But let's see what else he's got to say.
Proposal to provide reparations not only for the sin or the atonement of the sin of slavery and Jim Crowism and desegregation, both de facto and de jure, but to cause America to live up to the concept and the notion that this nation was born on the idea of American exceptionalism.
Okay, American exceptionalism. Now, this guy is worth a lot of money. I'm gonna dive into his history right here in a second. You'll see how much money he's actually worth. Uh, but I'm trying to figure out how he thinks. Once again, me saying, have the handing out of the money, how is that going to uplift the whole as far as culturally? We got to get the culture, guys, has to be right first. And once the culture's right, I mean, there's plenty of African Americans, black people who are making a lot of money. You talking about your athletes, your actors. Uh, we're trying to go all the way back to Jim Crow, to slavery. I mean, if we were going to give reparations, the reparations need to be given directly to them. I mean, how are we going to figure out who's going to get them? The 23andMe, Ancestry.com, will spit in the cup. I mean, and what if you're black but your ties don't descend directly back in that, but you're still in America? I mean, can I still get a little bit of the money? I mean, who's going to be overlooking this to make sure everything goes smoothly? I mean, that's the question I have. Let's see what else he's got to say.
And if we take that big leap, I am convinced that the problems that we confront today can be solved, but it takes a big, bold action. And $14 trillion in reparation for damages visited upon the heirs of slaves is an appropriate statement.
So once again, go big or go home. Put all your eggs in one basket. Now after the 14 trillion, I mean, will it make it okay after that? I'm going to show y'all some numbers right here in a few minutes on how much 14 trillion would get the average black American. I'm going to show you that in a second after we get through his video. We're going to check out what the question is that he put forth to him.
Bob, how would and this is, we've spoken many times. I don't think you've ever embraced such a radical idea, and this is new for you. And I've seen it put forward before, and not taken.
I mean, first off, my man's doing a whole lot of stumbling. I mean, he ain't quite sure how to ask this question. I mean, I mean, you know, it's, dude, just ask the question. It's okay, man. I mean, you got him live on TV. This is live action. Just ask the question. You got the teleprompter right there in front of you. Just spit the question out. Man is stumbling. He's tripping over his own feet, boy. He's wanting to make sure that he is completely PC and not say anything offensive. Let's see if he ever gets to his question.
To all the way to mainstream thinking, and I think that you're embracing it is probably going to get a lot of people talking about this. Where would the 14 trillion come from? I mean,
there we go. Where does it come from? Look, the government is broke. I mean, they're flat broke. 25, 26 trillion dollars in the hole. They broke. They get their money from taxpayers. So don't you think that when you got the reparations, they will end up taxing the reparations? You know what I'm saying? So let's see what his answer is on that.
lately, we've been thinking we can do 3 trillion here, 3 trillion there. This would be through some type of wealth transfer from the haves to from people that have the money, the wealthy individuals. Where would that 14 trillion come from?
Well, let me just say, on the contrary, I put out this statement it's on my website, been on my website since 2019 really? About the need for this reparation. So I'm not new to this.
Okay, he ain't new since 2019. I mean, he had like he been in it for 20 years talking about it. I mean, 2019. Bro, that wasn't but 6 months ago. I mean, you act like I've been trying to get reparations for 30 years, 40 years. But that's not the case.
This challenge. But to the point you're making is that wealth transfer is exactly what's needed. Think about this.
Yeah, but wealth transfer from who? It doesn't have to be from a particular race of people. There's black people that have a whole lot of money. This guy has a whole lot of money. I'm going to dive into his stats right here in a minute to let you know how much money this guy actually has.
For 200 plus years or so of slavery, labor taken with no compensation is a wealth transfer. Denial of access to education, which is a primary driver to accumulation of income and wealth, is a wealth transfer. The housing program that we and all in America believe in, that your house is your home is your castle, and therefore the government has historically subsidized mortgage lending by allowing you to deduct it from your taxes. But think of this: African Americans with no accumulation of wealth cannot afford to meet the down payments of home ownership.
Well, I'm going to say this right now. There's a whole lot of people that can't afford to meet the down payment of home ownership right now. I mean, you want to talk about the mess we in economically. There's people that ain't paying their mortgage, period. We've had 2, 3 million people not pay on their mortgage, much less get a loan. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he's going to dive into talking about deducting your rent off of your taxes. I mean, fair enough. But I mean, some of this housing is Section 8 housing, you know, lower income, So it's set up for them, to be able to survive off that.
And therefore, they live in apartments and where there is no deductibility for the interest they pay on their lease, for the income they pay on their lease. That's why today.
Now he stumbled right there. He said the interest. I was like, man, you don't pay any interest when you pay rent because you didn't get a loan. That's where he stumbled right there. You're not paying interest, period. And I think he knows that. He just stumbled on that one. I'll give him a pass. Pass on that one.
African Americans are about 40% of home ownership. White Americans are 70+% of home.
Okay, so that's where he lost me. Man said the African Americans are 40% of home ownership, and white Americans are 70+%. That's 110+%. What about Asians? What about Native Americans? Folks from India? People from Japan? I mean, your percentages are off. They're way off. They're significantly off. I mean, you're not adding up to 100%. So I don't know where he got his stats from. He didn't exactly notate that. But if somebody can notate that for me, put it in the comments below.
When you put all of these factors together, lack of access to education, lack of access to home ownership, the primary source of wealth for most middle income Americans.
Now, people can get education. It's just, what are you going to do with it? I mean, you got to be honest. Even people who didn't have education, some of them are doing better than the people who, 4 years in college, master's degree, PhD. Some of your wealthy people are the ones who said, "Bump it, I'm dropping out of high school." Did their own thing. There's a difference between street smarts, being able to succeed in life, and just the education. So I mean, there's a big difference in that. All right, so we're gonna move. So just a little background on who Robert Johnson is. Now he wants to give a handout to everybody. $14 trillion, a big handout. Okay, so let's look at who Robert Johnson is. All right, let's see him right here, Mr. Robert Johnson, born in April 8th, 1946. Okay, so who is he? All right, so he's an entrepreneur, media magnate, executive, philanthropist, and investor. He's the co-founder of BET, which was acquired by Viacom in 2001. Okay, so, hey, this guy's done well. BET. So let's scroll down a little bit more. Let's see his early life and education. All right. So he was born in 1946, like we said, Hickory, Mississippi. 9 out of 10 children. His mother was a school teacher. His father was a farmer. He was an honors student in high school. So, hey, I mean, sound like he's a smart guy. Graduated from the University of Illinois in 1968 with a bachelor's degree. Ha! Well, I mean, it sounds good to me. Became a member of Beta Chapter Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. Bam, in there. Gotcha. Got his master's degree in public affairs from the Woodrow Wilson School at Princeton University. Princeton? Wow, I didn't see during any of that time where he got a handout. Kind of sounds like he worked for what he got. So I'm trying to figure out why he wants to give a handout now. I mean, he seems to have been educated. I mean, it's 9 out of 10 children. His mother was a school teacher. Father was just a farmer. Okay. Now, this guy right here, if I'm correct, you go through his career through all this, which I'm not going to go through step by step. But this guy was the first black billionaire. The first one. The co-founder of BET. Now, he sold that to Viacom, so he cashed out. And, of course, he divorced his wife, who was with him during that time. So He's no longer a billionaire. He's only a millionaire. I think his net worth is net worth is 600 million. Okay, so Mr. Johnson, I mean, how much of that net worth of 600 million are you willing to hand out? That's what I'm trying. You said wealth transfer. You in fact have the wealth. You got a lot of it. So I'm trying to figure out when you gonna transfer some of that over to a brother. I'm looking a little bit. Now, when he sold BET, he sold it for $3 billion. I don't know if taxes got him. It must have been a divorce that got him. Had to be. Had to be the divorce that got him. Because I mean, he sold it for $3 billion. He ain't got the 600 million now. That's still a lot, but he stumbled somewhere. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. This dude has done a whole lot with his life. College, master's degree, owned his own business from the ground up, billionaire. But when I looked through all this, I didn't see anything where somebody handed him something. It seems like he had to work for everything, which most of the time when you're trying to accomplish something, you got to work for it. You got to put some work in. That's the way I feel about it. But look, it's fine that he believes that. But does he actually believe it? I believe actions speak louder than words. That's what they always say. So you got 600 million in wealth. I want to know how many million you coming off of. That's what my question is. So let's dive into what 14 trillion. Let's dive into reparations in general. Let's define reparations. Okay. So the definition of reparation: the making of amends for a wrong one has done by paying money to or otherwise helping those who have been wronged. Okay? Paying money to or otherwise helping those who have been wronged, which would be the slaves, which none of them are alive right now. So it's going to be hard to help them. America missed this opportunity. The opportunity was a long time ago, 150 plus years ago. That was the opportunity. Now, at that time, they were talking about 40 acres and a mule. Okay? Whenever they released them, 40 acres and a mule. That was the going thing, 40 acres and a mule. So here's what I'm trying to figure out. Now, this is an old article right here, but they said the case for reparations from AtlantaBlackStar.com is from 2015. It's the most recent one I could find on how much that would cost America. So they were saying back then in 15, let's say inflation. I'm fine with inflation, but at that time, it would cost America at least $6.4 trillion. Okay, so at least $6.4 trillion. So he's more than doubled that. He doubled that to 14 trillion. I mean, in 5 years, we need double the money. They were saying it would cost 6.4 trillion. Okay, so we got that. Now, if anybody should be looking for a little extra reparations around this joint, well, definitely the Native Americans. They got ran off the lot, pretty much, whooping sticks and all. I mean, they had it rough. I mean, now they did get their casinos and their private little private, but they made them walk to Oklahoma. That's a long trot. You know what I'm saying? So we got that. So we define reparations. Okay. So I was sitting there. I was like, all right. So how many black people in America? That's what we're trying to figure out. How many black people we got? All right. So we got the Census Bureau. It's from July 1st, 2019. Total population estimated 328,240,000. All right. This is from 19. All right. So I went to my calculator. I did my. Oh, I'm sorry. Went down here and the black or American alone percentage is 13.4%. Okay. So I went here and did a little math. I mean, not by hand, of course. I mean, I ain't did math in years. But I did a little math, so that brings us about 43,984,160. All right. Now y'all don't laugh at me, but I had to figure out how many zeros were in a trillion. Okay, because I was like, man, you get discombobulated, just put the zeros in there. All right, so we got 12 zeros in a trillion. All right, so I'm gonna pull up my calculator on this screen. So we're gonna go 14, 12. Okay, 12. All right. So we're gonna divide that by our number right here, 43,984,160. All right, 43. Make sure I get this right. 984. 60. Boom. All right, so we in there. So every black person, well, I'm guessing. Like I said, I don't know who's going to be handing this out. Is it coming from a check from the government? I mean, is Robert Johnson going to pitch in? I mean, I don't know. But as you can see here, so that means every person, black person, we get $318,296. Now, that's a good chunk of change. But the hyperinflation that's going to come behind that, it ain't going to make no difference. You talking about 43 million people getting $319,000 a piece? What do you think's going to be bought? I mean, let's get serious. You got folks, they're going to be trying to quit work. We ain't going to be doing nothing around this joint. You somebody gets giving folks $319,000 a piece, but it ain't going to last forever. How much wealth are you actually gaining? Robert Johnson is worth $600 million. But he could spend $319,000 and not even miss it. Somebody embezzle that from him and be like, man, I think I lost a couple of dollars out of my account, but maybe I bought something. I mean, he wouldn't even know it. So how much wealth transfer are we actually doing? That's what I'm figuring out. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So in closing on this, I mean, yeah, it sounds good, but you're not going to get as much as you think you are. You know what I'm saying? $319,000. That's not going to be enough to you start a business, get it running, sustain a business. I mean, that's not going to be enough to by itself. You talking about building rent? You talking about depending on what you're doing? You talking about getting equipment, hiring people? Man, you're gonna blow through that stuff quick. It don't take long at all. So I mean, how much wealth are we actually transferring here? And we got to think about something. People usually appreciate things more when they work for it. We all see that. Usually when you work for something, you appreciate it a whole lot more. I'm a firm believer in that. You always tell about, you give somebody, let's say you give somebody a car or something like that, they bring it back dirty. Let somebody use a tool, look like they took it and kicked it down the road. You're like, bud. Well, folks are like, man, I ain't paid for it, so it'll be all right. I ain't got to pay for it, so I don't care. Well, that's what this 14 trillion to do. It's not gonna get people as far as they think it would. Would it be? It'd be a nice bolster for my account, but I don't spend a whole lot of money. So I mean, it just be sitting there chilling, redirect. But the amount of hyperinflation, it wouldn't matter. Yeah, carton of milk, pack of eggs, $4,000. I mean, something stupid like that. It's like, but ain't nobody making it, and so everybody at the house now, they thinking they living large. 319. So guys, I'm against the reparations. I mean, it sounds good, but I mean, hey, at 319 in my account, I'm right there with it. But here's the thing: they're going to tax that. Well, believe me, you think they're gonna send a check out without being taxed? So let's just look at. I was looking at people who won the lottery recently and stuff like that. Somebody won $1 million and they didn't get like 400 and something $1,000 after it was cashed. I said, man, they took over half. Half. I was like, dude, I mean, you got to give the man his money back. I mean, and I know they're going to bust him at the end of the year too. So Hey, you think they're gonna send this check out? Hey, reparations gonna be all good. We ain't gonna break y'all down no tax. No, something's gonna have to go up. Because that's a lot of money getting flooded to the system. Paper, fake money too. Nobody worked for it. Ain't nobody produced nothing. Ain't nobody sending nothing down the street. Ain't nobody wash your car for it. Or no, I mean, you ain't getting nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm against it. So, guys, let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Should we be giving out reparations? If you think so, let me know why. And let me know what you do with the reparations. I mean, what I usually do is nothing. I mean, I stay in a one-bedroom apartment. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not overly concerned about it. But if you guys like the video, please rate, share, subscribe, send it out to somebody, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.